Hello, welcome to Career Coaching with Tin Kim. Today I want to share some tips with you on how to introduce yourself when meeting with recruiters and hiring managers. I know that it can be really intimidating and scary for some of you when thinking about meeting and introducing yourself to industry professionals who are literally strangers to you. And it adds another layer of stress and anxiety when you are thinking about attending important events like a job fair or a job interview. Now, these experiences doesn't have to be a torture. There are simple ways to introduce yourself effectively, and I want to share 3 easy steps to craft your introductions and how you adapt it to different scenarios in today's sessions. First up, I want to introduce you to a very simple format that takes 3 steps to craft your introductions professionally. Now, before I go into the detail, I want you to pull out a piece of paper with a pen or pencil, or you can also pull out a Microsoft Word document on your computer screen so that you can start crafting your story as I go through the detail. For all introductions, you always start with your name, and in a professional setting, you want to include your first and last name. It makes sense to introduce yourself in your full name because most of the time you're meeting with these professionals for the first time. Step 2, you can include your current status. For many of you who are watching this video, I'm assuming that you're in high school, so you can include your current grade, name of your school, and the area of focus in your study. Step 3, you want to include some unique qualities or personalities that offer insights into who you are to the audience that you're speaking with. And this can include your hobby, your favorite activity, or classes that you enjoy, or what your friend says about you. So let me give you an example. Assuming that I'm currently a high school student, and this is my introduction. Hello, I'm Tin Kim. I'm currently a senior at Insight Academy of Arizona. I have been taking business and marketing classes in high school. I like the outdoor and I like to stay active. One of my favorite activities is running, and I try to run 2 to 3 times a week just to stay healthy and fit, and also, just to go out and get some fresh air. In addition to my running, I like to get involved in students' organization, and I'm holding the treasurer position in Scale USA at my school this year. Simple enough, right? I believe that all of you can do this. It's not rocket science. You don't need to overthink about it. A self-introduction can be as simple as just including your name, your current status, and 1 or 2 aspects that showcase your unique qualities and personalities. And everyone is unique in the sense that while you may going through school with friends who come from the same location, same age, same grade, taking similar classes, but each of you have very different life experiences, exposure, and also have very different personality and natural abilities. So the combinations of that makes everyone unique. And introduction is kind of like a way to sort of like warm yourself up to a conversation with another person, and you just want to offer just a little bit of information about yourself to kick that conversation started. Now that you have your self-introductions crafted, you want to start thinking about how you want to adapt your introductions into different scenarios. Because it's pretty common that in certain situations, it's not suitable for you to use a full-length introductions that you just crafted. So, for example, virtual job fair has become very, very common and popular among employers. And a lot of times when you meet with recruiters or hiring manager in a virtual job fair, there is not an option to turn on your microphone or your camera. And the only way that you're able to communicate with these recruiters or hiring managers are through the virtual chat room. And it doesn't mean that you cannot introduce yourself in this kind of situation. And I'm going to show you how, right? And the other scenario would be when you're meeting with recruiters or hiring manager in a breakout room. And this applies to a virtual or an in-person job fair, right? So in this situations, you're going to be meeting with a recruiter with potentially 5 or 6 other participants. So it's a small group, but there are other people in the room. So you want to have an introduction that is very quick and short. And usually you want to keep it in less than 10 seconds. And the final scenario here is a situation when you get to meet with a recruiter or hiring manager in a one-on-one setting, both virtual or in person. And this is an opportunity where you can have a slightly longer introductions because it is just you and the other person you're meeting with. In scenario 1, it is often that whenever you're attending a virtual job fair or a professional webinar, attendees are not able to turn on your camera or your microphone, so your presence are limited through that virtual chat room. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot introduce yourself. In fact, that's a great way to differentiate yourself, showcasing your professionalism by typing out in the chat your introduction. So right before you ask a question or make a comment, you can put your name, grade in school, the name of your school, and even thank the presenter for their time before you ask your questions or make your comment. So an example that I will do will probably be, "Hi, I'm Tin Kam, a senior from Insight Academy of Arizona. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. I'm interested to know how long is the summer internship and when I can submit my application." See, simple, sweet, and professional, and you can totally type that out in the chat room. The good news is the same format that I've just shared with you is applicable to scenario 2. You can use the same way of introductions whenever you're meeting with recruiter or hiring manager in a breakout room or small group conversation setting. And it's the same whether you meet them in a virtual or in-person situation. The difference is now you have to do it verbally, and you have to keep your verbal introductions in under 10 seconds. I know it's a lot trickier. It's a whole new level to how to do your introduction verbally. But trust me, with practice, you can be really good. Now, I've shown you how to do a verbal introductions in previous slides, so you can refer back to the video on how I did it. Last but not least, I want to discuss how to introduce yourself effectively whenever you're meeting with recruiter and hiring manager in a one-on-one meeting. And this happens whenever you're attending an in-person job fair or a job interview virtually or in person. And because you are the only candidate in this discussion, you are allowed to introduce yourself just a little bit longer. However, you want to keep it still under a minute, right? And this, a lot of time, it's often referred to an elevator pitch, or the same way that you introduce yourself in a one-on-one meeting is the same way that you are going to respond to the most common interviewing question, "Tell me about yourself." Right? I know it's not your favorite questions, and it's actually not a favorite question for many adults too. But with practice, you're going to be really good at it. And let's review what's the format that you're going to structure your introduction. Right? First, you want to say hello, followed by your name, your current status, and this is the time when you include your unique quality and personalities that we discussed earlier. So I'll give you an example, right? "Hi, I'm Tin Kam. I'm a senior from Insight Academy of Arizona. I currently going through a business and marketing pathway in high school, and I'm interested to pursue a career as a business professional. I love to run. I like to stay active, and I try to run twice a week. I'm also getting involved in students' organization and hold the positions of a treasurer for Scale USA in my school." What do you think? It's pretty simple. You don't need to overthink it. If I can do it, you can do it well too. The only way to get better at our self-introduction is to practice, practice, practice. Yes, you heard me. Practice makes perfect. So find a friend, practice it with a family member, or you can also video recording yourself. The more you practice, the better you become, and you also feel more confident with yourself. So start practicing today. I want to share a special tip with you that I learned from my improv and performing art classes many years ago. Right before you attend a job interview or a job fair where you know that you're going to need to introduce yourself, you can do this warming up exercise that many performers does before they go on stage. So you want to warm up your facial muscles, your tongue, your mouth, your lips by doing this exercise that you make weird noises like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Or you can also do like this loud breathing exercise, like this one that you do. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Do it with me. Inhale, exhale. So this exercise helps to warm you up and prepare you for a verbal introduction, but also interacting with people in the different situations that you will be facing. So I hope that you enjoyed this session. I hope the tips are helpful, and I look forward to meeting you in our future career coaching session. Thank you very much. Bye.